My name is Ivica Vrančić and I've been working as a kind of lecturer here for the last many years. And I'm conducting HR and people management module. My experience is 20 years of working in a field of people in the organization, whatever is considered about that. More than 12 years in multinational corporations in charge for HR function, and last 8 years as a consultant and trainer for the top guys, top managers, leaders, CEOs and top teams. My objective of the module is to provoke, in the most positive sense of that word, to provoke the students to think about the people, but really to think about them as a real most valuable asset of the company, not so-called most valuable asset of the company. So idea is to provoke them to think. As already said, I have a personal experience working in multinationals, being their HR director here locally in Croatia. So it's a Coca-Cola, British American Tobacco, DHL, but today I've been working with some of them, some particularly FMCG and pharmaceutical companies. My experience with them are definitely well organized. They have a structure, they have a systems, but it is not necessarily, particularly regarding these people management things, it is not necessarily that their execution of people management activities is better than some smaller local companies. Last several days actually, I would say that HR is getting back to the key things, and the topic that's being exploring and discussing these days is organizational culture. And organizational culture is again the one that is in the focus of the HR, but not only HR. Organizational culture in terms of the people behavior. How do people behave in order to deliver long-term results? So the organizational culture is the topic of these days. The other topic is not only war for talent, how it's usually called, but war for the people. Somehow it is contradictory to the high rate of unemployment, but for each and any company it's very hard to find a suitable person. So these two things, finding a good people, fighting for a good people, and the organizational culture are the topics of the day, and HR, not only HR but top guys are dealing with that topics the most. Working together in the education, the business world, from my point of view, is a perfect job. I have the opportunity to see the recent, the execution, the examples, the real life. But on the other side, I also have the opportunity to search for the new themes, new theories, new elements that are coming from the science, and luckily I have even possibility to apply some of these new things in the work environment. So from my point of view, that combination is a perfect job. From my point of view, the biggest problem of business today, not only the HR but the HR as a part of the business, is a very hard focus on short-term result. Somehow a survival mode that they have. Therefore, the companies, the businesses are short-term oriented. HR is short-term oriented, and they do not consider development parts, the long-term objectives, and people definitely are long-term objectives. With the people, you have to deal with the people in order to project a long-term perspective. So I would say that the key issue of the HR today is move from the short-term orientation to the longer-term orientation regarding the people and their development.
Hi, my name is Ula Barišić. I work in FedEx as Human Resources Manager. My primary function is to be employee's advocate and also to work in my company's best interest, which means to be a business partner, to advise line and top management with significant impact on performance and employee development. My role is also to drive change management projects. Strategic role of human resources in my company means to build a friendly corporate culture, to engage employee development, and also to build direct communication channels, because we want our employees to feel like they belong to the company. We want them to know that they are important to us. There's many ways to do this. One way of doing it is by sending them internal newsletter where we put all the information that we think they need to know, or some changes that are about to happen or already happened, because we want them to feel important. Something that most of HRs are dealing with today is lack of support from line and top management. I can't really say that this is the case in my company, because we get along pretty well. We have the same goals, and our key focus are employees. Sometimes, of course, we have our disputes, because I need to work in company's best interest, but also to be employees advocate, which means sometimes I need to help them to build stronger and better relationship with their managers. Of course, at the end we always come to agreement, because as I already said, we have the same interests. My role is also to incent managers not to act like executives, but to act like trainers. It's something we do by coaching. Coaches give them instructions and examples how could things be done. They don't directly participate in their work, but they're close enough so they can come to the rescue if they are needed.
I'm Filip Bermanits, and I work as HR manager at NTH Group. I'm 30 years old, I finished psychology, and I do this job for 3 years now. My main activities are activities of an HR manager usually, which means that I usually do recruitment, that I work on performance management strategy and on development of employees. However, according to the strategy of NTH Group, my main responsibility is to recruit, to motivate, and to retain talents. This mainly means talents in IT, because we do our main job in telecommunications and software production. In my job, I have support of a top management, because we're a pretty young company. So top management is pretty included in all activities, and our organization is pretty flat. I also work a lot with line managers, because they're usually young people. Average age of NTH Group is 30 years, so they need a lot of support and education to do their job right.